Hi, I'm Sarah, and welcome to Basic Yoga for Dummies. Okay, I know you're not a dummy. In fact, you're pretty smart. You've heard about how yoga can improve your life, and you're interested in a no-nonsense, easy-to-follow routine that works. I created this yoga workout, called a practice, based on 12 exercises, called postures. I call them the Daily Dozen. You can do them all together, or one at a time. But whatever you choose, you'll feel amazing results. When appropriate, I will show you modifications so you can get the most out of every posture, no matter what your fitness level. Remember, yoga is not competitive, so just relax and do the best you can. With regular practice, yoga gets easier. To assist you with your practice, you'll see these helpful icons. The tip icon highlights helpful information to make yoga accessible and easy to put into practice. The jargon alert icon flags yoga words and concepts that are explained in plain English. The remember icon reinforces what you need to know for an effective, stress-free practice. The beware icon will red flag common mistakes and don'ts for your practice. And the Mythbuster icon cuts through the incense and shows you how yoga can make a difference for you. Here are some things you want to know before beginning. Wear comfortable clothes that are easy to move in. Try not to eat before you practice, and when you're done, drink plenty of water. Always practice on a non-slip surface and in your bare feet. Have a chair nearby, a firm pillow or towel, and a strap, which can be a men's tie or bathrobe belt. This is your private time, so create an environment that allows you to focus and really enjoy your practice. Yoga helps millions of people lead healthier, fitter, and less stressful lives. Sound good? Let's give it a try. Before we do anything, let's get you sitting down. We're going to be here for a couple of moments, so I want you to be comfortable. There are a couple of options for sitting. The first one is to just sit on the floor, on the sit bones, with your legs crossed comfortably. The sit bones are the bones at the base of your butt and are properly named because you should be sitting right up on them. Your knees should open up enough so that they fall just below the hips. If they don't, another option is to sit with a cushion or towel underneath your sit bones. A cushion on the floor is a nice way to go because it will make sitting upright easier. The last option is to sit in a chair. If you know that you are not comfortable on the floor, by all means sit in a chair with your legs straight and your feet firmly planted on the floor. Now, let's take a couple of moments to talk about breathing. In yoga, the breath always goes both in and out through the nose, creating a hollow sound in the back of the throat. It's not a sniffing sound. It should sound like the ocean. Let's try 6 breaths together. During our workout, we'll be holding each yoga pose or posture for 6 breaths. Try to match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. Our bodies live on oxygen, so make every breath count. It should feel nice to pay this much attention to the breath. This will bring awareness to the body as well. One of the cool things about yoga is that a lot of the postures are named after animals or different objects in nature. The first pose in our Daily Dozen is called the cat. I like cat pose because it's gentle and helps to warm up the spine. So, to get started on cat pose, let's take our hips to the side and come on to hands and knees. Let's get the base set up. Hands are directly under the shoulders with the middle fingers pointing forward and have the fingers spread. Make sure that the knees are under your hips and point the feet straight back. Next, we're going to come to what's called a neutral spine, which just means a straight line from the tip of your tailbone to the top of your head. Cat pose is what we call a dynamic pose, meaning that we use the breath and movement together. It's nice. It will really loosen you up. It's going to look like this. On the inhale, the chest will lift up, the shoulders roll back away from the ears, and you gently look up. When you exhale, you do the opposite, like a cat. Round the back and try to touch the nose to the belly button. Really push the floor away with the hands and knees, lifting the belly up. The arms will stay straight at all times. In all of the poses, we'll be breathing fully. Whenever we expand the chest cavity, think of the lungs expanding. This will always happen as you inhale. When you exhale, the body naturally relaxes and softens. Okay, we're ready to take our 6 breaths. Inhale the chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale the belly into the spine. Inhale gently, looking up. Exhale, softly gaze to the belly button. Yoga is a religion. False. It's a practical mind-body discipline that's enriching on many levels. The Sanskrit word vinyasa means breath placement. When we do breath and movement together, we'll be calling it vinyasa. Last big breath in to expand the lungs. And last exhale, really pushing the floor away from you. Now, sit back on your heels or just to the side. Sit tall and be in a comfortable position. The next pose we're going to do is called the mountain pose. It looks simple, but it is important to learn because it is the basis for all standing poses in yoga. So, shift your weight to one side, and if you need to, you can use a chair to help you stand up. Stand with your feet hips width apart, toes pointing straight ahead, parallel feet. Spread the toes and get grounded. Then, draw the thighs up and back with super strong legs so that the weight is centered in your feet. This is what makes you stable. Your low belly lifts in and up, and your tailbone drops down towards the floor so that you do not have a sway back like this. Your chest lifts, your shoulders stay engaged behind you, and the arms are relaxed by your sides. Lift up through the very top of your head and keep a relaxed face and jaw. Now that we're stable, we're going to add the breath. When the arms reach up, we breathe in. Keep the belly gently lifting in and the tailbone down, taking care not to dump into the lower back. When we breathe out, we'll take the arms down and get taller. Ready for our 6 breaths? Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, release them slowly down. Inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, grounding through the legs and feet. There's a tendency to shift your weight forward and back. Try to resist and stay strong and solid. Standing postures help to strengthen your legs, open your hips, and develop balance. Really stretch up on the inhale, and then gently lower your arms down on the exhale. The main thing to remember is to be grounded like a mountain. Let's try it out in a side lean. If we stretch one arm up and over to the side like this, the base is solid. It doesn't shift around. Let's try that for 3 breaths on each side to make up our 6. Inhale, the chest rotates up to the ceiling. Exhale, stretch through the fingertips. Inhale to come straight up, and on the exhale, release the hands slowly down. Okay, side 2. Grounding the feet, take the other arm up on the inhale, and on the exhale, stretch over to the side. This will create more space in between the ribs. Inhale, go for a big stretch straight up to the ceiling, and exhale, release the arm gently down. Again, get grounded and feel yourself even on both sides. Take a couple of deep breaths and really feel the stability of mountain pose. One of the main goals in yoga is to create more flexibility, to stretch. You'll find that a good majority of the poses are designed to stretch the hamstrings, the back of your legs, because this is one of the tightest parts of your body. So, the third pose in our daily dozen will be a standing forward bend. You will find some version of this hanging upside down in every yoga class. We're already in the perfect starting place, mountain pose. The feet are hips width apart and parallel and firmly grounded into the floor. The thighs are strong and solid as if you could draw them up. Put your hands on your hips and bend your knees. A lot at first. Hinging from the hips, extend your body forward. Many of you will stop here. It's not a big deal. We all have different levels of flexibility. Allow your gaze to come away from the screen, releasing your head towards the floor. For right now, keep your knees very bent if you're tight, or begin to straighten them if you're more flexible. Release your hands towards the floor on the pinky toe side of your feet. Stay up on the fingertips, and feel free to have the fingertips off the floor a couple of inches. Or place your hands on your shins just below the kneecaps. Come halfway up. Look forward, chest forward, and take the shoulders back away from the ears. You want to create a straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head. Make your spine long. This will happen on the inhale. On the exhale, let the top of your head lower to the floor and release tension in the neck and shoulders. Again, no matter how far down you go, the important thing is to relax the upper body towards the floor. Okay, let's take our 6 breaths. Inhale, come halfway up, looking forward, shoulders back. Exhale, release the head gently down. Inhale, go for a flat back. Exhale, your body down with care. Remember, you can keep your hands on your shins and only go as far as is comfortable to you. Always listen to your body. Forward bends can be intense. Try not to pull or yank yourself down. Full deep inhale to clear out the lungs. Long, slow exhale to release tension in the jaw and forehead. To come up, bend the knees a lot and place the hands on top of the thighs. Keeping the head relaxed, gently roll up the spine. The head is the last thing to come up. Release your hands and come back to mountain pose. Now that we've stretched the hamstrings, the back of the legs, we're going to stretch the front of the hips and legs. We'll do this by taking what's called a lunge position. It will probably look familiar. It's a popular stretch for athletes because it loosens up the muscles that become tight from running, spinning, or stepping. Most of the stretches that you see athletes do originally come from yoga poses, so you may have done this one already. Let's start in mountain pose, getting grounded through the feet. To get our bodies down into the lunge, we'll start with a forward bend. Place your hands on your hips, bend your knees, and extend your body forward as far as is comfortable. Release the fingertips to the floor. Come to the halfway up position, looking forward. Bend the knees enough so that you can place the hands on the ground in line with the toes, and step your left foot way, way, way back behind you. Place the knee on the floor. Because the knee is sensitive, let's grab a pillow or towel and place it under the knee for cushioning. Bring your attention to the front foot. Looking from the side, the ankle should be directly below the knee. If your knee is going past the ankle like this, just scooch the foot forward until it lines up. This will protect the knee. Place your hands just behind the front knee and take your body upright. The hips should sink forward and down while the belly peels off the front thigh and the chest lifts. You may remain here, or if you want more of a challenge, raise your arms over your head, palms facing each other. Let's take 6 breaths. Inhale, the chest lifts, expanding the lungs. Exhale, the shoulders relax. Inhale, the belly lifts up off the front thigh. Exhale, sink the hips forward and down. A lunge is just a hip stretch. False. It's also a mild back bend. Last, inhale to take the spine longer, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Bring your hands to the floor and slide the front foot back, coming into cat pose. Create a neutral spine and take a deep breath. Let's bring the other foot forward. If it doesn't move with ease, in your most graceful manner, grab the ankle and clunk it to where it needs to be. Always take time to set up your second side just as you would the first. Cushion under the back knee for padding and the front ankle just below the knee. Place the hands just behind the knee and come upright. It's almost as if with the front heel, you could kick the floor down and away from you so that the belly peels off the front thigh. This will protect the back. Let's take our 6 breaths. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, sinking the hips forward. Exhale, peel the belly off the thigh. When you are ready, try lifting your arms above your head. Full breath in to really feel the place that's stretching, and full exhale to relax the jaw and forehead. To come out of the lunge, place your hands on the floor and take your body forward. Keeping your head down, take one big step, or most likely many little steps, so that the back foot meets the front foot. Release your head to the floor, and just the way we did in the forward bend, place the hands on the top of the thighs. With very bent knees, roll up the spine. Head is the last thing to come up. We're back in mountain pose, so get solid and tall. Breathing. One thing that we all want more of in life is balance. This has been true for all people since the dawn of time. Besides stretching, one of the biggest aspects of yoga is balancing poses. The idea is, when we work on balancing the body, the mind and spirit get balanced as well. The balancing pose we're going to work on is called the tree pose. The most important thing in tree pose is to keep your sense of humor. We're going to be balancing on one foot. Everyone wobbles, and it's important that you don't take it too seriously. You just do the best you can, and if you fall out of the pose, you just get right back up and try it again. Like most of these poses, we're going to start in mountain pose. We'll be using a chair in this one, so have it close by your right side. Hold on to the chair with your right hand for stability. Stand on your right foot. Bend your left knee and place the bottom of the left foot at the inside of the right ankle. If that's easy, you can bring the foot to the knee or even all the way up to the top of the thigh. I usually have to use my hand to grab my foot. It helps to get it up there properly. Lift up and out of the standing leg so that it's strong. Don't let it bend. It is the roots of the tree. Like in mountain pose, your low belly is in and tailbone down. The chest lifts while the shoulders relax. To help balance, look at one spot in the room that doesn't move and keep looking at it. If your eyes move, the mind moves and the body will move. Steady gaze equals steady mind and therefore steady body. Now for the balancing part. Slowly let go of the chair and bring the palms together at your heart. Let's take our 6 breaths here. On the inhale, mush your right foot into the floor, getting the standing leg strong. Exhale, press the left foot into the right thigh. Inhale, see that the hips are square. And exhale, really squeeze the right leg and left foot together. Tree pose may seem simple, but it's a powerful posture to improve balance and promote inner stillness. Last inhale, and then exhale, trying to release the pose slowly. Make coming down part of the pose. Okay, remember I said to keep your sense of humor with this one. If it were easy, there would be no benefit. So lift up the corners of your mouth and we'll attempt the other side. Move the chair to your left side and hold on to it with the left hand. The left foot makes the roots of the tree. Bend the right knee, placing the right foot either at the ankle, knee, or top of the left thigh. Again, there's no better or worse here, just options. Rather than just placing it, press it into the left leg. This will help to keep it up there. Standing left leg is strong, unwavering, like the trunk of a big redwood tree. Belly in, tailbone down. Set your gaze and let go of the chair, placing the hands together at the heart. To add challenge, take the arms up over your head. With arms absolutely straight, try pressing the palms together. Let's start the breathing. Smooth inhale makes smooth yoga. Steady exhale helps get you grounded. Inhale, exhale. It's called a yoga practice because no one does the poses perfectly. It's not a yoga performance. No sudden moves. Inhaling and come down gently on the exhale. Bring the feet back to hips width apart and stand tall in mountain pose. By now, it should be a relief to be back here. We're at the peak of our yogic mountain. The 6th pose is definitely the most challenging. Standing side stretch pose. It uses all the muscles and is really the workout part of the program. It takes a long time to perfect any yoga pose. Just do the best you can, keep breathing, and bring in the sense of humor that you cultivated in tree pose. Feel strong in mountain pose, grounding down through the feet. Now, step your feet wide. It turns out that wider legs is actually easier and safer. Take your arms out to the sides parallel to the floor. A good way to measure is that the feet should be wide enough so they would line up right under your hands. Turn your right leg out to the right. Look down at it and see that your foot and your knee really are pointing directly to the right. Bend your right knee and stretch your whole body over to the right. Bend the right elbow and place the forearm onto the thigh. Your left arm reaches up and over your head to make one line with the left leg. Check in with the right knee and make sure that it isn't collapsing in. It should be in line with your second and third toe. Now, turn and look up at your top hand. This one is hard to hold for everyone, so let's get started on our 6 breaths. As you inhale, sink the hips down deeper, and as you exhale, use the right forearm to guide the right knee to the right so that it is in line with the toes. Inhale, rotate the chest up to the ceiling, and exhale, really reach through the fingertips of the left hand. Gently coax your body into the postures. Work into them gradually and enjoy your progress. Last, inhale, relaxing the throat and neck. Exhale fully. Pushing the floor away with the right heel, straighten the knee and come all the way up on an inhale. Congratulations! That's a strenuous move. Let's do the other side. Turn the left leg out and the right leg in. If my feet are too close together, when I bend my knee, the knee will go past the foot, and that can be stressful on the knee. Like before, take the feet a little scooch wider so that when we bend the knee, it will line up directly over the ankle. Arms out to the sides. Lean up and over to the left, placing your forearm on the left thigh. Use the arm to guide the knee over the second and third toe. Spin the chest to the ceiling and reach the right arm up and over your head. Let's get right to the 6 breaths. Inhale, don't let your butt stick out the back. On the exhale, make sure to scoop the tailbone under. Inhale, right leg strong, and on the exhale, ground the outside of the right foot into the floor. You cannot get in shape with yoga. False. Yoga practiced regularly will tone and firm your entire body. Last, inhale to expand the space in between the ribs. Exhale all the way. Press down through the left heel to straighten the knee. On the inhale, lead with the top hand and come all the way up. Step your feet back together and take mountain pose for the last time. You did it. You should feel really good about yourself. Even if you did just a little bit of it, at least you did some. After all that work, it's going to be nice to do what we call an inversion. That means any pose where the heart is above the head. It reverses the flow of gravity, allowing fresh blood to get to the head. Inversions are the real healing part of the practice. The next pose we will be doing is called the downward facing dog pose. I know that's a funny name, but like I said, a lot of yoga poses are named after animals. If you watch a dog get up from a nap, it will do a stretch just like this one. It's going to feel great in the shoulders and hamstrings. A couple of cautions before we start. If you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, or if you're just tight in the shoulders and need a little extra help, I'd like you to grab a chair. I'll be showing you the modification with a chair in a minute. The rest of us are going to be putting our hands on the floor, so let's get started with a forward bend. place your hands on the hips. Bend the knees, extend the body forward, and place your hands on the floor, shoulders distance apart. As always, the middle fingers are pointing forward with the fingers spread wide. The arms stay absolutely straight at all times. Step your right foot back and then the left foot. Bend your knees a little bit so that you can extend the hips up and away from the floor. Begin to press the heels down. Even if they don't make it, it is the intention that counts. Ultimately, the spine makes one long line between the tip of the tailbone and the top of the head, and the head is relaxed. If the spine will not straighten with the heels down, don't worry about it. Keep the knees bent, extend the spine long, and slowly alternate, pressing each heel towards the floor. Whether you're on the chair, alternating bent knees, or trying the pose straight with me, it's time to take our 6 breaths. As you inhale, push the floor away with your hands so that the hips go more up. As you exhale, squeeze your legs very strong. They should help to pull you backwards. Inhale, head and neck relax, jaw softens. Exhale, really press the heels down towards the floor firmly. To truly benefit from yoga, I have to stand on my head. False. Right now, you are getting the benefits of a headstand without putting your neck at risk. Take a long inhale to lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, place your knees to the floor, coming into cat pose. Sit back on your heels and take a big sigh of relief. Our modern world is designed for forward bending. All day long, we hunch over a desk or a steering wheel, and we bend forward to pick things up. Over time, this has a negative effect on the body, which is why older people tend to slump or hunch over. To reverse this process, we do a series of poses called back bends. The process of bending backwards increases flexibility in the back so that you don't hunch. But more importantly, it strengthens the muscles in your back. You don't want to wait until you have back trouble to get your back strong. Best to start now. If you do have lower back issues, this will be a good pose to rehabilitate some problems. Just go slowly and gently, please. We've got another animal on our hands. Pose number 8 is called the cobra. We'll start by coming onto our bellies and placing the hands just under the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet into the floor and firm all of the muscles in your legs. Pull your belly in and your tailbone down towards the floor. This is the same action that we did in cat pose and in mountain pose. It's important because it will help to protect the back. The hands are directly under the shoulders. Elbows hug in so that they touch the sides of the body, and the shoulders shrug away from the ears. Tip the chin down slightly so that you don't put any strain on the neck. We're going to take 6 breaths to move into and out of the pose. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift the body up by stretching the chest forward. Exhale, lower the whole thing down. Without using your hands or arms to help you, inhale up, expanding the chest, and exhale, letting the body soften. We're always inhaling to expand the chest and exhaling to soften and release to the floor. Now that we've warmed up the back by doing the pose dynamically, we're going to go into it again and hold it. This time, we will use the arms a little to get a little deeper into the pose. But keep in mind, you should be feeling it in the upper back, not the lower back. If you start to feel discomfort in the lower back, ease off. You're probably in too deep. So, hands under the shoulders, belly in, tailbone down. Hug the elbows in so that they touch the body and shrug the shoulders away from the ears. Let's inhale to come up just a little at first, and exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Inhale to expand the chest and come up a little bit more. Exhale to really hug the elbows into your body. A flexible spine is one of the benefits of a regular yoga practice. As you inhale, expand the chest, and as you exhale, release your whole body down onto your belly. Take some really deep breaths to sense how your body feels after the back bends. After doing all that work to strengthen the back, it's time to stretch it out. This is one of the all-time favorite yoga postures, and I'm sure you're going to love doing it now. It's called Child's Pose. Place your hands under the shoulders and press back onto all fours like we did in Cat Pose. Take a moment here. Bring the big toes together and separate your knees a little wider than hip distance. Sit back on your heels and lower your chest to the floor, keeping your arms stretched out in front of you. For an option, try putting your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Let's start our 6 breaths. Inhale into the lower back ribs. Exhale, head and neck relax. Inhale to clear out the lungs. Exhale, let the tension drain. Try to breathe into the lower back ribs. This will help expand your entire back and eliminate stress. Last big inhale, and exhale fully. Bring the knees back to hips distance apart. Sit back on the heels and slowly roll up. Again, if this is hard on the knees, just shift your body to one side and let's all sit tall. The next pose we're going to do is called a seated spinal twist. It's a fundamental move. You'll find yourself twisting in any yoga class. If you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, go ahead and get into a chair now. Twists are known to be good for digestion and help to improve flexibility in the spine. To start, let's sit with our legs crossed comfortably. Keep in mind, you can place a cushion or towel under the sit bones, or feel free to sit in a chair. Place the right hand on the floor on the right side of your hip and take the left hand to the right knee. Sit very tall and make sure that the shoulders are engaged behind you. As you inhale, stretch as tall as you can, and on the exhale, twist to the right just a little at first. Let's start the breathing. Every time you inhale, stretch a little taller, and every time you exhale, twist just a little bit more, gazing now over the right shoulder. Even if you don't move any deeper than you are now, it's the intention that counts. Inhale to get taller, exhale, twist a little bit more. If I cannot bend and twist like a pretzel, I can't do yoga. False. Whatever your age, flexibility, or fitness level, you can do yoga. Last inhale to clear out the lungs, and the exhale gives it a big twist. Release slowly and come back to center. Okay, side 2. Place your left hand on the outside of the left hip, right hand to the left knee. 6 breaths. Inhale to create that space in your spine. Exhale to glide into the twist. Gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale to get tall. Exhale to twist. Yoga originated in India over 5,000 years ago and remains one of the great exercises for stress reduction, conditioning, and to promote flexibility. We breathe in to open the lungs, give it a last exhale, squeeze everything out, and then release. Sit nice and tall. Take a couple of deep breaths here and feel the positive effects of the twisting. The next pose we're going to do is called a seated forward bend. We've already done a couple of standing forward bends to stretch the hamstrings. Now we'll take a hamstring stretch sitting down. Even if you've been in a chair for the other seated poses, for this one, you'll want to come onto the floor. Feel free to sit on a large cushion or towel that will make things more comfortable. And have a strap nearby if you think you might need some help reaching your foot. Start by getting grounded through the sit bones and sitting up tall. Stretch the right leg straight out in front of you. Bend the left knee and place the bottom of the left foot to the top of the inner right thigh. Allow the left knee to release towards the floor as much as it wants to go. Don't force it. Just to here is fine. Center your body over the right leg. Flex the right foot and engage the muscles in the right leg by pressing the right knee down into the floor. With your hands, reach forward and take a hold of the right foot. If you can't reach the foot with ease, put the strap around the foot. This will protect your back. If it's still a challenge, feel free to bend your knee as much as you need to. On the inhale, stretch your spine long, and on the exhale, release your body forward just a little at first. Again, it is the intention to move that counts. Don't force anything. Let's start our 6 breaths. The inhales help you go out, reaching through the top of the head, while the exhales help you to gently move down. Inhale, exhale. Even if you don't feel breath happening in your hamstrings, imagine that it is there. Try to aim the breath into the place that is stretching. Even the intention will help your legs relax and open. Inhale and exhale fully. Then slowly come back up to sitting. Let's get that on the other side. You'll find that very often one side is tighter than the other. If it is tighter, you might not be able to go down as far. Just notice the difference without pulling or yanking. Stretch the left leg forward. Bend the right knee and place the bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh, as high up as is comfortable. Work the straight leg strong by pressing it into the floor. Don't let it flop out to the side. The kneecap should face the ceiling. Square your body over the left leg and gently take a hold of your left foot. If you feel discomfort in the lower back, release some of the slack into the strap. Sit nice and tall, no slumping, and we'll start our 6 breaths. Like in all of the poses, when we inhale, we expand the chest cavity, and exhale, to soften. Inhale to stretch your head towards the foot. Exhale, go just a little deeper at a time. To do yoga, we need to do big, fancy movements. False. Even if you're doing something simple, it's yoga if the focus is on the breath. Even between the moves, keep your breath flowing smoothly. Inhale. Exhale fully. And come up on the inhale. Moving slowly, bring yourself back into a seated, crossed legs position. Sit tall, and again, take a couple of deep breaths. You did it. You completed 11 poses of the Daily Dozen. Congratulations. I'm saying congratulations now because you've completed the hard part of the practice. It's all downhill from here. Okay, here we are at the last of our Daily Dozen, the final relaxation pose. This is what I like to call the dessert pose because it feels so good. All of the poses that we've done so far have stretched and strengthened you. They have helped to stimulate and detoxify the body and mostly to release tension. The final relaxation pose is the time for integration. It is the time for all of the benefits of the work you've done to soak in and take effect. The more you relax, the better the effect. From sitting, take your knees into your chest. Holding onto the knees, slowly roll onto your back, letting your head rest on the floor. If you have a sensitive lower back, rest your legs on a chair. For those of you not on a chair, stretch your legs all the way flat on the floor. Let the feet and legs just flop open. Everyone should have the hands out to the sides, lying somewhere in between the shoulders and the hips, palms facing up. The fingers are so relaxed, they will probably curl slightly. Shrug the shoulders down away from the ears and have your head centered. The neck should be soft and comfortable. Allow the eyes to close. We'll be staying here longer than 6 breaths so that you can relax and enjoy. Keep in mind that relaxation pose is not just about relaxing your body, it is about relaxing your mind. For now, let all worries melt away and just focus on your breath. This posture teaches the concept of conscious relaxation, which can work better than cat naps when you have limited time to recharge your batteries. On the inhale, feel all the benefits soaking in to replenish your body. And on the exhale, feel the last bits of tension drain into the floor. The inhales recharge the body, while the exhales relax the body. Bring your mind back. Take a last deep breath, really making it count, and let it out. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, stretching your arms up over your head. Bring the knees into the chest and slowly roll to the right side, using your hands to help you up to sitting. Again, sit with your legs crossed comfortably and sit up tall. If your eyes were closed, open them and bring your palms together at your heart. The Sanskrit word for this is namaste, which is a universal symbol that means peace, or I salute you. You've done a wonderful job and should feel really good about yourself. The thing that continually surprises me about yoga is how quickly people can improve. Anything new is always a challenge, but with practice, yoga can be fun and really feel good. I'd love to see you do the whole tape, in order, as much as possible, but I know that you all have busy lives. Even just practicing one pose is beneficial. With yoga, a little is better than none at all. Be sure to drink plenty of water and get up slowly. You've taken all this time to relax, so keep breathing. Try to bring the feeling of yoga, this nice relaxed feeling, with you. Namaste.